everybody, Dr. Sean Talbot here. Hey, I just finished doing an interview with Authority Magazine about the top 5 ways to overcome anxiety. That article will be posted here pretty shortly. In that article, I talk about all sorts of different things. I talk about something called lemonading, which is using playful reframing to take a stressful or anxious situation and sort of see the good in it, and come up with different ways to solve the problem, and that kind of thing. I talk about this idea of listening to your body sounds with something called interoception. Talk about all kinds of different things like that. But I also give my 5 top supplements that can help to overcome anxiety in different ways. And I want to talk to you about those a little bit here and unpack them a little bit more than is even in the article. So definitely read the article, see all the different tips that I have in there for overcoming anxiety. But I also wanted to talk about some of these supplements. So let me go here and pull up these slides so you can see them all the way. There. So top 5 supplements for overcoming anxiety. I am a psychonutritionist. This is somebody who has a PhD in nutritional biochemistry, like I do, who studies the link between food or food ingredients or dietary ingredients and mood. So the link between food and mood includes your overall mood, like depression. It includes stress. It includes focus and energy levels and sleep quality, and it includes anxiety. And so I want to talk to you briefly about the top supplements for helping you overcome anxiety. And the one that you've probably heard of before is what you see on the screen right now, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is probably the most popular, not necessarily the most effective, but it's definitely the most popular dietary supplement for stress and anxiety in the United States, at least today. And so you can see a picture of it here. Ashwagandha is typically a root extract. So this part that at the bottom that looks like kind of like a white carrot, that's the root of the ashwagandha, and it's rich in compounds called withanolides that are very relaxing. So if you do an extract of the root, you can get a dietary supplement that is relaxing, helps you calm down in the face of stress. I'm showing you the whole plant though, because if you do an extract on the leaves and the stems, you can actually get different bioactive ingredients that are more energizing. So sometimes we get stressed out and we need to calm down. Sometimes we get stressed out and that leads to fatigue, and we actually need something that brings us up. So you can extract one part of the plant, the root, to relax you, another part of the plant to energize you, or you can do what I like to do is extract the entire plant. So a whole plant extract will give you the energizing compounds and the relaxation compounds, and the effect that you'll get, your experience, will be one of balance. So in the face of stress, you can be relaxed and alert at the same time. And I think that's what a lot of people are typically looking for. So if you're looking at ashwagandha extracts, make sure you're looking on the bottle or on the package to determine, is this the root? Is this the leaves? Is this the stems? Is this the whole plant? Because that's going to determine in large part how it works and the way it works and the experience that you're going to get. Ashwagandha falls into a category of herbals that we refer to as adaptogens. So these are things that help your body adapt to stress. So some of the other ones that I like, one is called cordyceps. If you've ever seen that show on HBO, on Max, called The Last of Us, this is about a rogue cordyceps mushroom that starts infecting humanity, and it turns people into zombies. It is actually sometimes called the zombie mushroom because the traditional way to find it is that it grows out of the head of a caterpillar that has been infected with this mycelium, and you can find it in Tibet. You can find it on the high Chinese plateau, and it's by weight it's actually more valuable than gold because it is such a good anti-stress supplement. But you don't have to get it from caterpillar heads anymore. You can actually cultivate it. So again, this is another little caution. Don't just go and buy the cheapest cordyceps out there to help with your stress and your stamina and your energy levels. Look for ones that are grown the right way. So typically these days they're grown in warehouses where they can be grown on wood, they can be grown on corn, they can be grown on different sort of growth media that mushrooms like, but they have to be standardized for the active compounds, things like cordycepin and other active compounds. So look for standardized extracts if you're choosing a cordyceps. Another adaptogen that I really like is called rhodiola. This is another one where we can use the root or we can use the above ground portions, the flowers and the leaves and the stems to improve your stamina and your energy levels. So the way that ashwagandha works is that it lowers cortisol, body's primary stress hormone. At the same time, it can raise DHEA, which is the precursor for testosterone, really important to balance those two biochemicals in your body if you're trying to control stress and improve energy levels and relaxation levels and things like that. Cordyceps seems to help with hormone levels, testosterone levels, and cortisol levels. It can help with libido. Sometimes when we're stressed out, our sex drive goes away, and cordyceps can help bring that back. Rhodiola can actually help our bodies use oxygen more efficiently, and that can help us against the stress of things like exercise. And so that's how I personally use all three of these. I will supplement with ashwagandha and cordyceps and rhodiola before my workouts, and it helps me have a better workout, but it also helps me buffer the stress of that workout so that I can recover more fully so I can do another workout the next day and keep getting stronger and faster and all the things that we want because we're, if we're training for, a marathon or something like that. So these are all three really, really good adaptogens that help your body to deal with stress. And one of the things that will help with is overall anxiety levels. If you're overly stressed, that can lead to sensations of anxiety. So these all fall in that sort of same category. Another one that I really, really like, this one might be my favorite one actually, and you've probably never heard of this before. This is something called kanna, Kanna. This comes to us from South Africa. You can see on the left-hand side, you can see a close-up of the plant growing in the desert. It's kind of like a little cactus. It's what we call a succulent, and they grow wild out in the Kalahari Desert. Nowadays, the modern usage of it is to cultivate it in greenhouses so you can control the amount of water and the amount of sunlight and the amount of fertilizer, and you can really accentuate the bioactive compounds that can do some amazing things for lowering stress, lowering anxiety, and really importantly, over time, improving your resilience or your ability to deal with stress and deal with feelings of anxiety. So kanna can actually increase something called cognitive flexibility. It can dial down the firing of the amygdala. That's the part of the brain that fires during a fight or flight response or fires during a fear response. It can take you from, an 8 or a 9 or a 10 where you're feeling really stressed and really anxious, and it can dial that down to a 7 or a 6 or a 5. So you're still having that stress response, and you're still having a little bit of that sort of, excitement that comes with anxiety, but it's not so much that it's going to be debilitating, right? So you still have your normal stress response, but now it's doable. It's something where you can step into and say, all right, I've got this. I'm going to figure this out, versus stepping away and saying, I'm too anxious, I'm too stressed out, I'm too freaked out right now, I can't do it, right? Kanna can help you step into that stress and into that anxiety and solve problems and form good strategies and be really creative. So that's one of the reasons that I really, really like it. This is something that I take every single morning. It's right in my little pill container, and I take it with my coffee in the morning because it's something that really helps me to deal with the stresses of the day in a much more efficient, much more practical and effective way. So kanna. Saffron is another one that falls into this category. So saffron has benefits for mood, it has benefits for focus, it has benefits for anxiety. And this is something that I'll personally use usually in the mid-afternoon. When a lot of people are having that sort of slump, you've been stressed out all day, and now you're going to have that energy slump, and you're going to have a little bit of brain fog. A proper saffron extract can actually bring back your focus, bring back your mood, and help you stay in that zone where for the rest of the afternoon you can, whatever you're doing, finishing your emails or recording a video or writing an article or attending to the kids or, whatever it is that you need to do, you can be more effective with saffron. But again, like all of these herbals, it has to be extracted the right way. So with saffron, it's not this beautiful purple flower that you're extracting. It's these 3 little stamens. And if you dry it the right way, way and extract it the right way and concentrate those bioactives, this can be as effective as Ritalin for helping you focus. It can be as effective as Prozac for helping with your overall mood. And I can say that because there are clinical trials that show exactly that, equivalence to some of these very, very potent drugs. And I'm not saying that to, get you to, throw away your Ritalin or throw away your Prozac and go to saffron. I'm saying that because if you're in the category where you need better focus and you need better mood, you probably want to know that there's good research around these natural ingredients so you can go and try that first and see if that gives you the benefits that you're looking for. And then if not, then that medication is always there for you to go to as a plan B rather than as a plan A. The supplement, the natural therapy should always be your plan A. So saffron, this is something I use most afternoons. Something I use most evenings before I go to bed is what you see on the screen right now. This is corn grass. So corn grass, it's not a corn plant. Well, it is a corn plant, but in the first couple of weeks, maybe a month of its life, it looks just like grass. It looks like the grass in your yard. If you've ever been in a smoothie shop and you've seen the wheat grass that's up on the counter that you can, they can make a wheatgrass shot of it, or they can put it in your smoothie. Wheatgrass and corn grass are in the same family. They're called monocot grasses. And when they're just those little buds of grass, they're really high in a natural compound called 6-MBOA, which is sometimes called a natural benzo. Benzodiazepines are these drugs, very potent drugs, that are used to treat anxiety disorders and insomnia and things like that. But this natural version of 6-MBOA is sometimes called a natural benzo because it helps to relax you. It helps that 6-MBOA, natural compound, your body can use to make serotonin during the day, so we're happier and less stressed out and less anxious. And it can also be used to make more melatonin at night, so we get a better quality of sleep. We spend more time in REM sleep where our brains recover. We spend more time in deep sleep where our bodies recover. And because of that better night's sleep, we're better able to handle stress and handle anxiety the next day. So this is something that I use every night before I go to bed. I take it, I read for a little while, I do a little gratitude practice, which are all things that can help us overcome anxiety. But then the biochemistry of this, that natural ingredient, helps me with serotonin, melatonin production, and really helps me to be more resilient against anxiety the next day. The last one I want to talk about is a little difficult to show you because it's a bacteria. It's something that we can't see. We can't see a bacteria with our naked eye. So here's a little graphical representation of that. Probiotic bacteria we know are good for your gut health. We know they're good for your immune system. We know that they can have all sorts of wide-ranging benefits in your gut and throughout the rest of your body. There's a subcategory of probiotics called psychobiotics. Biotics, meaning the bacteria, good bacteria. Psycho, meaning that they have benefits for our overall mental well-being. So there are certain strains of psychobiotics that will help with anxiety. There are certain strains that will help with relaxation. Certain strains that will help with stress levels. Other strains that will help with mood. Other strains that will help you focus. Other strains that will help you sleep. So this is probably the cuttingest of the cutting edge of mental wellness research, that we can use these specific strains of probiotic bacteria, psychobiotics, to change what's happening in the gut and change the signals that go across our gut-brain axis to help us feel our best in so many ways, including overcoming anxiety. So there are several books out there about this. There's one book that came out a couple of years ago called The Psychobiotic Revolution, written by Scott Anderson, along with two of the leading scientists in this area, John Cryan, who I actually saw just a couple of days ago at a microbiome conference in Amsterdam, and Ted Deenan. They're both Irish, and they work at a microbiome research center in University of Cork in Ireland. I've also written a book called Mental Fitness, where I talk about a lot of different psychobiotic strains, specific strains of Lactobacillus rhamnosus or Bifidobacterium bifidum that can have all these different mood effects. So in my Mental Fitness book, I talk about psychobiotics, but I also talk about mindset. I talk about the mental fitness diet, what kinds of foods can we eat. So psychobiotics are something that you should really look at. And check out the article in Authority Magazine, because I list out some of the leading specific strains that you can actually go buy on the open market and see what they do for you. So as a psychonutritionist, I really, really believe what's on the front of my t-shirt right here, that happy is the new sexy. This is what people are looking for these days. They're looking to overcome anxiety. They're looking to improve their mood. They're looking to be more effective with high energy levels and good mental focus and good resilience, so they can do the things that they want to do. For me, that's doing my ultra marathons and my Ironman triathlons and things like that. It's also making sure that I have that relaxed alertness where I can go into the laboratory and I can come up with formulations that we can put out there to the world to help people with their focus and their anxiety and their brain fog and all those sorts of things. And I make a lot of this information available for free on my website. So if you go right here to doctalbot.com, you can see a lot of our free materials. Some of it is written, some of it is videos, some of it is little courses that you can take. We also have premium offerings like certification programs that we offer through the sports medicine department at Marietta College, where I'm on the faculty. There's all kinds of information that we can use to naturally improve how we feel, how we perform. The link between mental fitness and physical fitness includes overcoming anxiety. So I hope you check out the article to see all the great information that's available to you. Okay, thanks a lot. See you next time.